Our topic of study is to study different fuels and choice of a suitable industrial fuel. My name is Mohammad Rabil Khalid and my other group members are Mozam Ali and Mohammad Hassan. The table of content is first of all we will discuss about the what is fuel, what are different industrial fuels and we will give the details of that of these industrial fuels. After that we will choose a specific industrial fuel and study the different factors which affects on the choice of that industrial fuel. What is fuel? A fuel is basically a material which can made to react with other substances so that it release energy in the form of heat energy which will further use for the work. Basically, the concept was originally applied to those materials which are capable of releasing chemical energy, but has now since it has been applied to other sources of heat energy such as nuclear energy, etc. The fuels which are used in the industry are known as industrial fuels, and the major fuels which we used nowadays in industry are coal, crude oil, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, natural gas, electricity, and wood, etc. These are the fuels which we use in industry. What is coal? Coal basically is a combustible black or brownish black sedimentary rock which is formed as rock strata which is called coal seams. Coal basically constitutes of a carbon and various other elements like hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen. The coal is formed when a dead matter plants buried under the earth crust over millions of years ago, and that matter is converted into peat and then it is converted into coal by heat and pressure. The second industrial fuel which we are going to discuss is crude oil. Crude oil is basically a naturally occurring petroleum product which is composed of highly hydrocarbons deposits and many other organic materials. It is a type of fossil fuels which is refined to produce very useful products which are like gasolines, diesels and various other forms of petrochemical products which we use nowadays. The third one is LPG. LPG stands for liquefied petroleum gas. It is flammable mixture of hydrocarbon gases such as fuel in heating appliances. Basically, LPG is a mixture of 48% propane, 50% butane, and 2% pentane. LPG prepared by refining petroleum or wet natural gas and is almost entirely derived from fossil fuel sources. Like during the manufacturing and refining of crude oil, LPG gas is produced and we can extract them on the basis of boiling points. We not only use LPG but we can also use the natural gas as a industrial fuel, and we know natural means naturally, so natural gas is naturally occurring hydrocarbons gas mixture consisting primarily of methane, but it also include various other amounts of higher alkanes and sometimes a small percentage of carbon dioxide, nitrogen and hydrogen sulfides. It is formed when layer of decomposing plants and animals matter are exposed to intense heat and pressure under the surface of Earth over millions of years ago. We will discuss about the electricity as the industrial fuel. Basically, electricity is a set of physical phenomena associated with the presence and motion of specific matter, the matter which has a property of electric charge. Basically, electricity is an alternative fuel that is can be used to power all electric and plug-in hybrid cars. Powering vehicles and electricity can be cost effective and can have significant energy and security of and emission benefits. Our today's industrial fuel wood is basically a last industrial fuel which we gonna discuss. Wood is a flue wood. Wood fuel or flue fuel wood is a fuel such as firewood, charcoal, chips, sheets, pellets, and sawdust. The particulate form used depend upon the factors such as source, quantity, quality, and applications of the use. In many areas, wood is mostly available form of a fuel, requiring no tools in case of picking up dead wood, or few tools, although as in many industries. The majorly using industrial fuels are natural gas, coal, and crude oil. In industries, wood is not used because when the wood burn, it is also converted into coal. The wood is not used because it takes much place. And electricity is also an alternative fuel. Choice of industrial fuel. Here is a table which covers four types of fuels like natural gas, coal, crude oil, and electricity, and the factors which helps us to choose that industrial fuel. The factors are cost, environmental aspects, flexibility of procurement, calorific values, fuel efficiency. The calorific values is like nothing but the energy contained in a fuel or food. It is determined by measuring the heat produced by the complete combustion of a specific quantity of something. And the natural gas is highly costly, and it is environmentally it is a clean fuel, and it has less flexible procurement, and its calorific value is 48 to 55 megajoule per kilogram, and its fuel efficiency is about 40%. And after that, the coal as a fuel, it is cheapest in terms of cost, and in the environmental aspects it is not much clean, and its procurement is normal, and calorific values are 16 to 18 megajoule per kilogram, and its efficiency is about 32 to 42%. The crude oil has intermediate cost values, and it is somehow clean in terms of environmental aspects, and its flexibility is very high, and 42 to 47 megajoule per kilogram calorific values, and gives 30% fuel efficiency. The electricity, which is an alternating fuel, its cost is very low, and in environmental aspects it is very clean, and its flexibility is very high. We are not given with the calorific values and fuel efficiency of the electricity. The choice of industrial fuel which will be the best for our plant depends upon the following factors. By viewing these factors, we will choose a fuel which will be best fit for our plant. These factors are cost factor, environmental factor, procurement factor, heat content factor, fuel efficiency factor, fuel quality factor, and availability of that fuel factor. In terms of environmental aspects, uh, basically three environmental aspects we are going to study. And the sulfur oxides which are released from fossil fuels, nitrogen oxides which are released from fossil fuels, carbon dioxide which releases from fossil fuels. The fossil fuels are the three: coal, natural gas, and oil. Basically, the sulfur oxides, 100% sulfur oxides released from coal, and zero sulfur oxides are released from natural gas, and 70 sulfur dioxides released from oil. The nitrogen oxides mostly released by coal, and the least release of nitrogen oxide is natural gas. In the same way, the coal releases most of the carbon dioxide, and the natural gas gives us lowest carbon dioxide. So, in terms of environmental factors, if we want to do sustainable processes, so we should use natural gas as an industrial fuel, but natural gas has much price than coal. So overall, we will accumulate these factors. but in terms of solely the environmental factors, we should use natural gas. In terms of flexibility of procurement factor, the oil is basically very highly flexible in terms of procurement. So in terms of procurement, we should choose oil. The second one is coal in terms of flexibility, and the third one is natural gas in terms of flexibility. Basically, procurement flexibility depends upon the storage. So it, we should use oil in terms of procurement. Heat content is basically the heat producing materials in the fossil fuels, known as heat content factor. The natural gas gives us 48 to 55 megajoule per kilogram heat content. The coal gives us 16 to 18 megajoule per kilogram heat content, and crude oil gives us 42 to 47 megajoule per kilogram heat content. So, in terms of heat content, we should use natural gas because it gives most of the heat than all other factors. Basically, the fuel efficiency is known as thermal efficiency, meaning the ratio of effort to result a process that converts chemical potential energy of a fuel into kinetic energy of work. So the fuel efficiency is mostly given by the natural gas. The second one gives us the coal, and the third one gives us the crude oil. The last factor is availability factor, which is the major factor. It depends on our location or location of our plant, that which type of fuel we will easily get through. So this is depends upon our location. So it depends on our location that where our plant is established. My choice of industrial fuel is natural gas because it gives somehow good environmental aspects, and its flexibility is somehow better, but its heat content is very much high and its efficiency is very much high than other fuels, but its prices are somehow more than the coal, but it will accumulate when it will give the high heat content factor and high fuel efficiency. So please let us know about your choice of fuel. And the big problem with the natural gas is the availability. So we should try to locate our plant near that which will give easy access to our natural gas availability. So our choice is natural gas. So please let us know about your choice.